Hi guys, so good evening and welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite Goddess, your favorite celebrity here in the Philippines. It's 23:56 and it's Wednesday today, so it's mellow. It's a mellow, slow, soft, gentle day. And yeah, it's quite a productive day for me. It's March 26, 2025. Sabi ko na ba lahat? Okay na ba kayo? So, how are you guys? I'm feeling a lot of feelings lately, but it's good that, I have a bit of clarity today just because I run a mile. I don't know how many miles, but, every miles. Hindi ko alam kung gaano kalayo yun actually, but it's a decent amount of kilometer. So, ayan, I'm going to read for you again. Wala naman ako sa inyo masyadong ichuchika, but yeah, thank you for everyone who's gifting me with gifts. Whether it's food, it's things, whatever guys. I appreciate it. So, yan. Ano pa ba? Ano ba ang chichika natin? Wala naman masyado. Wait lang Natawa ako, nagpicture pa ako kanina for the purpose of filming, at other location. Tapos, hindi ko din naman hindi ko nagawa. Kasi, I'm running errands for most of the time I'm resting. So, that's okay. The important thing is, I'm here with you now. Diba? So, yan. May shebangles tayo ngayon. Shebangs. Look at that. I think it's pretty. So, ang init guys. 2 beses ako nagpagupit. Hindi yata ako mapakali. Parang ganun. Well, maganda naman yung last na gupit. Kinda like it. But, hindi pa rin ako masatisfy. Siguro nainitan ako nung nagpagupit ako like out of the blue again. So, yan. Okay lang naman. Tutubo din naman yan. 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 Let's continue. We are on to page 187 and 188. The moment any idea or observation comes, makinig kayo guys. Ano ba kayo? Tatamad yun na nga magbasa. Ayaw nyo pang makinig sa akin. The moment an idea or observation comes, you note it down. You keep the notebook by your bed, careful to record ideas that come in those moments of fringe awareness, just because falling asleep or just upon waking. In this notebook, you record any scrap of thought that occurs to you and include drawings, quotes from other books, anything at all. Okay? So in this way, you will have the freedom to try out the most absurd ideas. The juxtaposition of so many random bits will be enough to spark various associations. In general, you must adopt a more analogical way of thinking, taking greater advantage of the associative powers of the mind. Thinking in terms of analogies and metaphors can be extremely helpful to the creative process. For instance, an argument people used in the 16th and 17th centuries to prove that the earth does not move was to say that a rock dropped from a tower lands at its base. Diba? If the earth were moving, they argued, it would fall elsewhere. Galileo, a man who habitually thought in terms of analogies, saw that the earth in his mind as a kind of sailing ship in space. As he explained to the doubters of the earth's movement, a rock dropped from the mast of a moving ship still lands at its base. These analogies can be tight and logical, such as Isaac Newton's comparison of the falling apple from a tree in his garden to the moon falling, or or they can be loose and somewhat irrational, such as the jazz artist John Coltrane's thinking of his own compositions as cathedrals of sound he was constructing. In any event, you must train yourself to look constantly for such analogies to reframe and expand your ideas. We have letter C, as in cat. Tatawa ko guys, like yung Philippine money, I think sobrang deserve naman ng Carabao natin na mapunta dun. Kasi, syempre, yung pera ginawa na nila, ayaw na nila ng tao sa pera. So, na nila mga hayop, di ba? So, parang yung mga tao talaga animalistic na yung base ngayon. Like, I don't know what is going on. But, siguro naman, since elementary pa ako, even before, 'di ba? Yung kalabaw is yung pambansang ano natin. Hayop before. Ewan ko ngayon na, bala kayo, i-check nyo nga. But sobrang cute lang or siguro yung idea na nandun yung kalabaw kasi it represents hard work, 'di ba? Tsaka wala lang, i-remind ko lang kayo guys na yung kalabaw is hindi siya mabagal. Actually, may time na tumatakbo siya ng mabilis. So, parang yung connotation before, like, mabagal. But, slow progress is still a progress. You know? So, gusto ko lang yun, maging aware ka. Tapos, yung pagong, may mga pagong din na sobrang bilis tumakbo. Hindi ko alam kung nakita niyo sa TikTok. Basta. Wala lang, na-segue ko lang yung mga walang kwenta. Na-segue ko lang, guys. So, letter C, alternate the mind through the current. So, in 1832 was Charles Darwin voyaged around the coastline of South America and traveled into the interior. He began to take note of several strange phenomena, bones of animals long extinct, marine fossils near the top of mountains in Peru, and animals on island that were similar and yet quite different from their mainland counterparts. In his notebooks, he began to speculate on what all this could mean. Clearly, the earth appeared to be much older than indicated in the Bible, and it became increasingly difficult for him to imagine that all of life was created as once. Just once. Ano pala yun, guys? Ba yan? So, it nga. Ayan. Based on this continuing speculations, he began to look more closely at the plant and animal life he was observing. In doing so, he took note of even more anomalies in nature and tried to find a pattern among them. When he visited the Galapagos Islands near the end of his voyage, he witnessed so much variety of life in such a small area that he finally saw the pattern, the idea of evolution itself. For the next 20 years, Darwin expanded upon the process that he started as a young man. He speculated on how variety within a species might actually occur, and to test out his ideas, he began to keep and breed different types of pigeons. The theory of evolution he was developing depended on the movement of plants and animals across wide expanses of the globe. This was easier to imagine with animals than with plants. For instance, how did such rich vegetation end up on relatively young volcanic islands? Most believe it was from an act of God. And so Darwin began a series of experiments soaking various seeds in salt water to see how long they could survive in such an element and still germinate. The results proved that they could last longer than he had imagined. Considering ocean currents, he calculated that many varieties of seeds could travel more than 1,000 miles in some 40 days and still germinate. Okay? So as his ideas began to solidify, he decided to intensify his research by spending 8 years studying many species of one type of crustacean, the barnacle, in order to prove or disapprove his. So, imagine, guy, yung the time it took for him to know these things, diba? It's such a long time. So, kayo, if you're trying to hit something, guys, you take it slow. You think about it, you think thoroughly about it, you do it again, until you get it. You get me? Okay? So, hindi mo kailangan, maybe if you're tired, you can rest. But, huwag na kayo mag-quit. Okay? So, kwentuhan ko lang kayo ng saglit. My mother, my mom, like, she loves to make hula. Papahula. So, I think, a year ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, I don't know what is the exact time, but, she was, like, saying something about my work, what will happen about it. So, I don't know. Let's see. For the upcoming months, babalitaan ko kayo, guys. So, gusto ko kasing sabihin sa inyo na, shocks. Hindi na naman siya hindi na naman siya natupad. So, like, di ba? Bakit kailangan magpahula? Di ba? Ano bang Ba't kayo nagsisilip sa future? Di ba? So, this research ended up validating his ideas, not unless you are a gifted person, the one who can see and alter our future. Diba? Not unless you're one of my friends. So, ayan. Ended up validating his ideas and adding some new wrinkles, certain that he had discovered something meaningful after all this work. He finally published his results as an evolutionary process that he called natural selection. The theory of evolution as formulated by Charles Darwin represents one of the most astounding achievements of human creative thinking and is a testament to the powers of the mind. Evolution is not something that can be seen with the eyes. It depends on a powerful use of imagination to imagine what could happen on Earth in the course of millions upon millions of years. A period of time that is astoundingly long. We have no way of really conceptualizing it. So, feeling ko iba-iba yung, like, how they perceive time, like, in different places, in different dimensions, in different planets, Sa atin, diba, they created, like, 24 hours in a day, diba? So, feel ko sa iba naman, iba din. Kasi nasa Earth tayo eh. So, natatawa ako dun sa mga yung sinasabi lang yung sa moon, di ba? Like, yung parang, bakit hindi na sila pumupunta sa moon nowadays? Di ba? Kasi di ba, may, yung nakaland sa moon before, So, they're kind of like debating if it was true, or that certain country, or, they're having a conspiracy debate that they just wanted to claim that they have reached it before, just so they can put a flag on it. No, I'm just kidding, something like that, guys. Basta, so I do believe that there are certain higher dimensional being that are staying there. Just look at the moon, guys. It's so fascinating, right? So you are just naturally drawn to it, not because it's just in the night sky, but you know that there's something in there. So it also requires the ability to imagine a process that occur on its own without the guidance of a spiritual force. Darwin's theory could only have been deduced by looking at evidence and making connections in the mind about what his findings could mean. His theory of evolution, devised in this way, has stood the test of time and has come to have profound ramifications on almost all forms of sciences. Through a mental process that we shall call the current, Charles Darwin made visible to us all that it is completely invisible completely invisible to the human eye. The current is like a mental electrical charge that gains its power. Through a constant alternation, we observe something in the world that strikes our attention and makes us wonder what it might mean. In thinking about it, we devised several possible explanations. When we look at the phenomenon again, we see it differently as we cycle through the various ideas we had imagined to account for it. Perhaps we conduct experiments to verify or alter our speculations. Now, when we look at the phenomenon yet again, weeks or months later, we see more and more aspects of its hidden reality. If we had failed to speculate on the meaning of what we had observed, we simply would have had an observation that led us nowhere. If we had speculated without continuing to observe and verify, then we simply would have had random idea floating in our heads. But by continually cycling between speculation and observation experiments, we are able to pierce deeper and deeper into reality, like a drill that penetrates a piece of wood through its emotion. Ayan, tapos na natin guys. Siyempre, magaling tayo eh. Ayan. So, ayan, ano ba? May accomplishment na rin tayo finally for today. And if you're watching me, you are also, may accomplish. Just joking. Just joking, guys. So, we have accomplishment today. Like, of course, we exchange energy and I read for you. So, the only thing that you can do for me is to subscribe on my channel if you want to see more of my sanity and anxiety. Joke lang guys. Alam nyo yung anxiety na yung kanta. Like, it's so funny. Diba? Ay, not it's so funny. Sobrang yung ang catchy niya. Like, ang galing ng singer. Ang galing ng composer din. And even the singer. So, yan. Nakakatuwa. Nakakatuwa pag may mga bagong kanta na, di ba, akala mo before, akala ko maganda na yung kanta. Tapos later on, may lalabas na mas maganda. Like, what the heck? What? This is, wow! So, yan. Wala lang. Nakwento ko lang yung mga maliliit na bagay. So, ayan. It's late in the evening. Wonder what food to eat. Actually, kakakain ko lang, guys. So, unhealthy yung kinain. It's not healthy. But it's my craving. So, alam nyo guys, yung yakisoba. Wala lang. Favorite ko yun kapag hira lang naman ako mag-noodles or, things like that. So, wala lang. Mas gusto ko yun kesa sa pansit canton. So, yan. Wala lang. Nasabi ko lang bakit ba. So, ayan, matulog na tayo. Matulog na kayo, guys. And I'm gonna see you again. Sobrang rare hanapin nun. Mostly nasa 7-Eleven. Minsan wala pa silang stock. Like, nakakasar. When I have, like, the money to buy it, when I have, like, a decent amount of money to buy it, I can't find it. Nag-try naman ako ng ibang mga noodles or yung mga Korean chuchu. So, maganda naman siyang lutuin, pero medyo messy and matagal. Kasi yung yakisoba, sobrang liit lang niya. Parang hindi ka nun mabubusog guys. Isa lang yung Marang nag-advertise, no? Hindi to sponsored. So, yan. Maliit lang siya. Easy to cook, easy to, and I kinda like the taste. So, yan. Sige na. Thank you guys for listening and thank you for making me yung sinasabi ko sa huli. Basta, tulog na tayo. Ibig sabihin, antok na tayo, guys. Okay? Alam nyo na yon yung sinasabi ko sa dulo.